Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe. So, have you ever heard of ghost lighting? It's kind of like gaslighting, but a little bit different. It's a term that I just came across where it is where our narcissist is with us, but they're not really with us. They tell us that we're their one and only, and they make us believe that we're in a safe spot, that we're truly loved, we're exclusive. We ask all the questions. They tell us anything that they want just to secure us a supply. So we're in this false reality. And it's a really hard concept because it seems like everything's okay. But the narcissist sees what your boundaries are. They see that you're not willing to be in an unexclusive relationship. So they just break your boundaries by telling lies. And when they ghost light you, they can also future fake, promise you a future with them. They can, you know, tell you that they're going to marry you, yet they're already married. They can say they're going to leave their wife, things like that to just gaslight you, but it's also ghosting you because it's not the connection. It's not the love that we are in this relationship for. And this is what's so messed up is they reassure us when we start to question things and we feel like something's not quite right. So today, my narcissist is getting married. So yeah, they can marry the new supply. But I was ghostlighted like crazy. Now, the first one I was with, I believe the intentions were self-fulfilling, but true. Like he planned on marrying me, that's got scared because he went through a lot of trauma in his life where his mom screwed his dad over. And then his friend was getting married, so he wanted what the friend had. So it was a connection, but not a true connection. He wanted something that somebody else had. So he decided to utilize me as that vehicle to live vicariously. He's not living his own life. So when reality set in, um, he didn't want to risk divorce. So he wanted to postpone the wedding. And I felt unstable then. We already had a daughter. We were living together, sent out invitations, had my bridal shower 3 weeks away from the wedding. You start to wonder what's going on. Like we're basically married already. So a lot of narcissists can't give a true commitment. He's still never been married. He's gone through another uh ended engagement, 13, 14, 15-year relationship, broke up. So they can last long term. Some don't commit, they just can't do it. The other one, I feel that he feels he needs to secure it. And after so many years, he has to do the next step. It's just what's expected. So he had promised me, that we'd be together. And things got stressful because it was for so long, this promise week after week after week after week. Finally, you're like, what is going on? So you start getting uncomfortable. And who's at fault in that situation? I got annoying, I got irritated, I got emotional. I didn't yell, didn't fight, I just needed reassurance. So I get the reassurance. It was all bullshit. And then they start to see one little twinge of maybe this isn't the perfect person. And you're like, look, I don't want to nag. What are we doing? You take it either way, but then they see us as a nag. So do they want to marry a nag? And it's just that snowball out of control. But all along, they'll reassure you, but they're ghosting you at the same time because they're not connecting with you. They're not there in the relationship. Physically, they might be. Their promises might be there, but their intention isn't there. So have you been ghostlighted? I don't know how to say it, but it's a terrible feeling because you're living in this altered reality. You can sense it and you question it. And narcissists don't tell the truth because maybe then you will leave because you don't want to be in a bullshit relationship. So that's where narcissists, I've struggled because everybody lies. Everybody has some narcissistic tendencies. But this is where I draw the line on lies, is when it affects your life. Like do I care if you went to the store today or not? You know, I'd hope you tell me the truth, but I really don't care. If you guys, took a shower today, I don't care. You know, not to be rude, but it doesn't affect my life is what I'm trying to say. But when, you know, um, the narcissist, if you're like, did you get my medication? And they're like, oh fuck. So they put aspirin in your medication instead, just so they don't have to take accountability. They give you a different kind of medication just so you don't get mad. So you're taking aspirin and it could be a life-saving medication. That's when the lie matters. Can you pick the kids up from school? That's when it matters. It affects your life, the kid's life. That's when it matters. So people shouldn't lie. People do, if we discard everybody for lying, we'd have nobody in our lives. But when it affects our lives, especially with your mate, that's when, you know, be on the up and up. And narcissists lie about so many different little things that it starts to wear at you. So this new supply that he's marrying today, is it going to last? I look at the statistics and statistics are way against them. She's 10 years younger, just a bunch of stuff. But is it going to last? I see all these YouTubers, 28, 30-year marriages, and they still fall apart, and she's naive, but she's already gone through a divorce. Something's up. She took down her Facebook for some reason for a couple months. So I'm kind of wondering what's behind the scenes. Usually someone her age doesn't take down their Facebook. It's their life. So I'm wondering what is behind the scenes. And that's the thing. We don't know what's behind the scenes. So they can be happy, but they can also be miserable at the same time. So she seems like a good woman, but in a way that's a strike against her because we were good people, and the narcissists don't like that. They take advantage of it. They like it for supply, but they don't like it for a partner. They like the thrill of the chase. I just read about this one study where they had mice, and what is the name? Coolidge effect, I believe. And what it is these mice are put into a cage with a female that can get impregnated. So once he gets her pregnant, he really doesn't want to have sex with her again. So they bring in other mice that are in heat, whatever they are, and the male mouse will impregnate that one and have nothing to do with it. And it's like I found it interesting because, it's relating to humans. Is our narcissist just, once the deed is done, it's over. Like, what's the big deal? I did my part. That's why today I believe is the beginning of the end. For my narcissist. It's, you listen to Lee Hammock and other people, they're like, yeah, finish line or pregnancy or things like that, often are, the over the hill part. Once you get up that hill, everything changes. Like, they've had this whole year of anticipation, excitement, stress, that keeps them going. The planning gives them something to do in their relationship. What colors should we have? What kind of food should we do? Who should we invite? A lot of conversation going on there. And afterwards, the storm is going to settle. But the narcissist loves those storms, the energy. So it's going to settle into peacefulness. And that's when things fall apart. And that's when it's almost like when the dust settles, they can see clearly and they'll notice little flaws then. They're not in that brain fog. Stress can cause some brain fog. That's what we're going through too. The stress of the devaluation, the rumination, the CPTSD causes brain fog. Once that brain fog starts to lift, you can see clearly. And, we don't deserve to be ghosted. We don't deserve the gaslighting. We don't deserve the ghost lighting. But I just thought it was an interesting concept that, with my first one, I felt very alone. came home every night. He did go out to the bar with the cop guys after work, but he came home every night and was in the house, and he still felt very alone. We deserve a connection with somebody, and the narcissist loves to tear that down. They're in the moment and they don't think what they're doing. Unless, I mean, they can think about what they're doing. They know sometimes that they're manipulating us. Sometimes that's just their survival techniques. But either way, it's toxic. So I know some of us really hurt over, is this going to last with the new supply? Are they going to get married to the new supply? For one thing, it's good to refocus, like, doesn't matter. What matters is they're not with us. And even if they were, you know, would it be loving? So it's hard to refocus our brains, to rewire things. So I found that mouse study while I was trying to see the porn damage, the brain damage due to porn. I'm still researching that a little bit more, but a lot of narcissists have porn addictions, and it gets increased over time. And that kind of pulls away from that new supply too, to where they're objectified. And there is some brain damage that goes on. They do say from the research I found that it can be undone, but it's like that addictive state. And some people don't break addictions. So a lot of narcissists would rather self gratify than be with their mate. And what was it? 1 in 4 are sexless marriages out there in the world. And that's where it's 10 times or less per year. So there's a lot going on in this world. I see all over Facebook, all these depressed people. And one person said, you know, can't remember, something like, is anybody else having a day as bad as mine? And, you know, another one said she spends 97% of her time in her house. She self-isolates. She's not happy. She's really struggling. But there's a lot of trauma. 6 in 10 people have been through abuse, childhood trauma. And it affects who we are, how we perceive things, what we believe in. And that's where our actions come from. So our narcissist actions come from what they learned as a child. It's interesting. I have to go teach, so I thought I'd give a quick little video. One-on-ones are available. Please like and subscribe, and I'll keep you posted on this roller coaster of love, what's going to happen with the new supply. What a day. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon.